back to Shemsuniverse. So today, guys, we're going to discuss the relationship between Libra and Capricorn. So Libra and Capricorn are a very interesting mix. When I first started studying it, I thought that they would get along quite well due to Saturn's exaltation in Libra and the fact that Capricorn is represented by Saturn. I couldn't have been more wrong. Upon doing a lot of research on these two, I found that they actually are probably one of the least compatible zodiac signs out of all of them. I'm giving them about 30% compatible for an intimate relationship. Reason being, when it comes to sexual chemistry, these guys have 0 to none. Capricorn's judgment alongside Libra's detached nature leads them to not have much sexual chemistry in bed whatsoever. If they do become friends and try to hope that that friendship then results in an intimate relationship, this usually doesn't work. And even the results in the environment of them getting into a relationship is typically from a whole bunch of external circumstances that cause delay. My recommendation with this is if you really do love this person and it's going to work out, of course, there will be a natural chemistry there. But if that's not there, then I just wouldn't push it. Upon now going into the relationship, the trust issues between these two is rife. They don't really seem to trust one another in the aspect that you would think they would. Libra is naturally inclined towards their emotions, whereas Capricorn is willing to accept their own emotions, but they won't accept other people's without judging them based on their logical nature. So based on their Saturnian nature, they're able to look at Libra and sort of look at them in a way of, well, you feel this way, but it doesn't make any logical sense because of X, Y, Z. This will in turn infuriate the Libra inevitably, and then they'll probably close up and not really open up to the Capricorn person. On the other hand, the Libra usually demands an emotional connection to sustain a long-term relation. When they're around a Capricorn person, the Capricorn is very cold and inert. They're not really big on the whole emotional thing. So when they're around them, they're not really going to feel that sense of affection or that sense of this person cares. So that then leads to more problems as well. So if you're a Capricorn, look out for that. If you really do love your partner, make sure you show it more in more than ways than just words, through actions as well. And just by sort of just recognizing and appreciating your partner daily. A lot of those things will help. For a situation like this, I'd really recommend really focusing on your in-house sort of details. Like if you're with that person, make sure you're paying special attention to their characteristics, what you appreciate about them, what you don't, and make sure you voice these things. This goes for both parties of Libra and Capricorn to make sure that the relationship can actually be a long-standing one. When it comes to communication and intellect between these two, the communication sort of gets it's almost like every time they talk, it's a bit of an argument. It's one of those sort of relationships that in our cultural norm now, our modern culture, they call it like toxic. It's just a matter of these two, for some reason, will always see things from two different perspectives in a way, and then obviously just clash as a matter of that. So as a result, they really tend to have a very on and off sort of relationship if they have any at all. And the only way to get past is to figure out a very common ground way in which that you guys can communicate, that you're both able to understand one another and then respect one another. So my recommendation would be to have a discussion where each person has an agreement where they cannot really get angry. So you have to sit down and say, I'm going to say exactly what I don't like about you. You say we don't like about me, but we're going to do this in a very detached way. See, some zodiac signs do this naturally no matter what. Some zodiac signs, they take extra time in order to do this, meaning they have to actually agree on it, both parties, and then come to a compromising sort of solution. For these two, that definitely is the case. When it comes to activities and so forth that they can do, they're both fairly routine. This is where they are the most compatible in the sense that they'll both stay home. It's good and bad. It can lead to sort of a boredom if you guys are both very routine people where there's nothing special or anything out of the ordinary that will ever happen. On the other hand, it also makes sure that you guys are both introverted. If you guys do get along, you guys can spend a lot of time together and then sort of develop healthy routines like working out or going for walks and so forth together, which leads to a very healthy relationship. So like I said, it's only about 30%, but if you're really willing to work hard at it, no matter what zodiac signs you have, it still could work. In a business setting, it's a bit of the same sort of thing. I'd say about 35 to 40% of the time it could work. Some ideal careers or business settings you guys can do would definitely be law, of course. Saturn and Venus can definitely do law together. If it's on the Venus sort of end of things, maybe something in arts, beauty, cosmetics, and maybe even like producing, like if you guys are working together being directors or producers or writing like a story of some sort, that could work as well. Libra's sort of cardinal energy can definitely work for that. Capricorn's cardinal energy as well, but they're more methodical and more grounded to make following processes and seeing things through. So in that sort of way, you guys can get along, but there still will be a bit of a power grab. Make sure that you guys are really selecting who's going to be responsible for what. And once that is actually predetermined, you guys won't have much problems. But if that is not, that's why it's only 40%. It will lead to a lot of problems in regards to hassles for who has more power in different situations. Last but not least, we have the friendship. There's not a lot of attraction. You would think there would be between Venus and Saturn. They're considered very compatible. Saturn is exalted in Libra. But when it comes to Capricorn being an earth sign and the whole idea of Libra being the air sign, and they're both being cardinal, when they get together in a friendship, it's not an immediate friendship. The only way a friendship between these two would even take place is if they're doing something with a common ground, like you're on the same sports team, you're in the same sort of social club, or you're just maybe in the same classroom or workplace, and for some odd reason you guys end up bucking up and just getting along. But for the most part, the attraction really isn't there that much. But if you guys do things together, I just want you guys to understand one thing. Venus and Saturn benefit each other in a way in which two other planets cannot. So if you guys do get along, just as a planetary influence standpoint, whether that be through a friendship, business, or intimate relation, you can manifest whatever you want at a very quick rate. Venus gives Saturn extra good luck and amplifies its manifestation energies. All right? But that does conclude the video, guys. If you have any questions whatsoever, just please leave it in the comments for me. Aside from that, guys, please like, subscribe. Holla at me. It's over today, guys. Peace.